Okay, so welcome to class. Today we're going to be working on jacket collar. But you're drafting your jacket collar separately. It's not for you. So we're going to be working on a jacket collar. So if you're drafting your jacket collar separately, this class is for you. So let me just give you a little rundown of the other collar that we did. The one that we cut together. The one we said draw what you see. Okay, so we had a jacket that is going, let's say, this way, and then this way, and this way, and say this way, say like this and like this. So we had something like that went like this, and then probably came down this way. Let's say you had buttons here. So by the time this jacket flaps over, it sits, you have a shape like this here when it is sitting. Okay, so we've already sorted that out. Now if you want to have a jacket collar, let's say this is our back piece, neck width, shoulder, armhole, just basic, just very basic pattern. Now you're going to get the measurement of this round neck. Okay, so you're going to get the measurement of this round neck. So I think I have 3.5 inches. Since I don't plan to put an extra sewing allowance of ½ inch on the shoulder, if you're the type of person that adds extra sewing allowance on the shoulder, you don't need to start doing the next step, which is subtracting 1 inch minus 1 inch sewing allowance, shoulder seam allowance. If you're adding ½ inch, which for now I don't recommend, if you're adding ½ inch to your shoulder, don't subtract anything because you already added it and you just need it complete. But if you're not adding ½ inch, like if you're using our method is you just measure the round neck. When you want to stitch, you go ahead and stitch it this way. So it will shorten this shoulder. It will shorten the front shoulder by ½ inch. It will come to the back, it will shorten it by ½ inch. When you join here, it will shorten it by ½ inch. So what you will now do is you minus 1 inch, which is that shoulder seam allowance, that ½ inch. Are you following? Okay, so now as I got 3.5 inches now and I minus 1 inch, so what I have left is 2.5 inches, right? So we have 2.5 inches. So if we are working on a format where we are doing draw what you see, we want to do a draw together neckline. So we're doing a draw together neckline. So this is our neckline. This is our shoulder line. Please let's have one house. Oh. This is our shoulder line, right? Then of course this is the armhole line and all. We want to do the draw to get the collar that we are drawing together. What we are going to do, just as I told you earlier, with this format we do draw what you see. There is no hard and fast rule about go up by 2.5 inches, come down by 3 inches. Just go ahead and draw exactly what you see. So now, say we want to do something that goes this way. Okay, that's the collar. You do something that goes this way. Your first point is to stop at the neckline. You decide how wide you want your collar to be. As well, I want a collar of 4 inches. This is the one you draw together with your pattern. There are some small setbacks. So the small setbacks, we correct it by drawing it away from the neckline. So now I want to work with 3.75 inches width. So we have so I want to work with total of 3.75 inches. So this is where it would have stopped normally. But you have an extension of 2.5 inches. You need it to extend to the back. You don't just want your jacket collar to stop in front, so you need it to extend to the back. So you're going to go ahead from this neckline. You're going to go ahead to extend it by 2.5. Extend it by 2.5. Connect. Are you following? Yes. And we connect. So this right here is our center back line. This is our base. This is our slant. Okay, sorry, this is our Slants. This is up. This is like the upper part, and this is the base. Okay, so this color now we can trace it out. So we can trace out this color now. Trace it out this way. Just if we are standing it now, this is what we are going to have. Slant up. So this is the upper part, this is center back, this is the base, and this is the slant. Are we following? So this is the one that you constructed on your jacket. Okay, so for some, because we didn't really do a straight line here, we had something that was tilting. This way. So as usual, we still follow the tilting and continue like that. I don't really understand what I'm saying. Like your jackets now, the jackets that you made, this point was tilting. It wasn't really straight. If your own is straight, fine, follow your straight path. If it is slanted, like most of our jackets now, all these things that you're going to do, when you're measuring, like the width, that width we talked about, you go ahead and measure the width from here, from the slant. You measure your width from the slant. If you're doing a cut together collar, that's you're drafting the collar together. Assuming I'm doing 3.75, I'm going to do it this way. Extend it to the 2.5 inch point. So all those markings, this way. So you have something like this. So if you need to cut it out, if you want to cut it out, you trace it out, cut it out on another paper. Is this one clear? Okay, please ask your questions.
Can we do this thing like this collar? Can we like
together
without tracing out anything? Is it possible?
Let me check. It's actually possible, but there will be some joining points. It's possible, but there will be some joining joining points. So we do that a lot when we are working with shawl neckline, shawl collar, like those ones that go this way and extend. But we can still do it with this one. Without cutting out. So when you're cutting, you cut this way, cut this way, cut this way, cut this way, cut this way. Of course, add your sewing allowance to do. Instead of having here a fold now, you are now going to add sewing allowance. It's very, very possible. Okay, but that's not the point of today's class. I want to move over to drafting the same color outside. Now you finish sewing your jacket up to a certain point. Maybe you lost your pattern or something, or you just want to be sure, double sure, you want to draft it outside. Today's class we're going to learn how to draft this color. Your jacket color, this is basically how it looks. So you go this way. Slant. So this is slant, this is the stand rise, this is the stand. Okay, so these are the parts of a jacket collar. We have the base, we have the slant. You know, the slant 1, 2. A jacket collar is typically a hexagon. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's typically a hexagon. It has 6 sides. So your slant, it's 1 and 3. That's here and here. Your slant is slanted. So when you hear slant, it sits on this side. This one now. This is usually the slant. Then okay, so I'll explain some of the terms much later. So your base, let me explain your base now. So the base is from one sharp corner to another. So this is your sharp corner in your jacket. Please, I want you to pay very close attention to this sharp corner. So this is our sharp corner. Are you following? Can you see the sharp corner? Can you see the sharp corner? So if you check your jackets now, like if you're done making your jackets and you check your jackets, you must see the sharp corner. We need that sharp corner. Don't work on your jacket and go and blend your sharp corner. We don't want your blending, we want it to be sharp that way. So from one sharp corner to the other end of the jacket. So that's where your base is. One sharp corner to another. So to another. So number 2, we have the slant. Now from the sharp corner now to anywhere you want to stop. That's anywhere from this sharp corner to any point in this jacket where your collar stops. Now from my back paper, from here to here, you have like you might see something like this. That this is your sharp corner one. Then you got here and stopped and turned and changed direction. Possibly this one now went this way and came this way. From this sharp corner, okay. No, we're not working with this color. This one has some errors. Some errors that should be corrected. But I want a jacket that a collar has not been attached to. Okay, you've not attached, good. So because we're going to repeat that collar. Now she has a peak collar. This one now has a peak collar, yes. The other one is a notched collar. This one has a peak collar. Peak. Can you see the peak? Peak. So that's one thing you use in remembering. The other one is a notched collar. It's usually slanting down. It usually has only one sharp point. This one now, the peak collar usually has 2 sharp points. Can you see the sharp point number 1? Sharp point number 2. But when I say the base, I mean sharp point number 1, 2. The sharp points of number 2. Do you get? Do you understand what I'm saying, right? You understand what I'm saying, Abby? Because you use your own. So now you're going to use your measuring tape and measure it. I want you to get your base direct from your shirts, not from your pattern paper. Sometimes you might make mistakes after drafting your pattern while you're cutting it, some small shortages or something. You might make mistakes. So we are going to measure one sharp corner to another. Please, you still measure this. I got 11, but you still measure it. Okay, so your own base now is 11 inches. Are we following? I would have wanted you to hold your jacket while doing this so that you can. I noticed some of you have not gotten to that point, but it's okay. When you get to that point, your instructor will still guide you through that. So the slant, I was telling you that the notched collar has 1 slant, but this one now has 2 slants. It's as if it has 2 slants, 1 and 2. But the slant that we're dealing with is this one from here to here. Yes, from this point to this. That's from here to here. So this one now is fixed. The other one is not fixed. Do you understand? When I say the other one is not fixed, this is what I mean. From here, you can choose, I want my slants to stop here. I don't want it to stop here. I don't really understand. You can choose where you want. This one is the notched collar. This one is the notched collar jacket. The other one, this one that went up, peak. See now, peak. The peak of, so it has that peak. So that's why it's called a peak collar. So now this particular one, you can choose where you want. You can choose where you want the slant to stop. But this one you don't choose. It's already fixed for you. So from here to here is already here. So you measure what you have here. So slant. So we're having something that looks like 2 point something inches, 2.25 or 2 inches. So we have 2 inches. So slant 2 inches. Then we have the stand. We have the stand rise. The stand rise is this other part. Okay. So let me just get to the work proper. So if we're working on, please, does someone have the other color? The one that went this way. I want to use that one as sample. Jennifer, which one do you work on? Let me see it. Okay, give me. I said I want to use this one. I want to start with the small one. I want to start with this one that doesn't have double slant.
Right man.
we are going to measure the slant from here to any point where you want to stop. That is our slant. Any point you want. Then most times we usually stop 1.5 inch before the tip. So I want you to measure it since it's your own. Just okay. Let me measure it first. From this edge now, measure 1.5 inch. Are you following?
Yes.
I'll measure 1.5 inch. Then I'll hold it from that 1.5. Then from that 1.5, I'll measure it up to that sharp point. Can you see the sharp point? I'm measuring it to the sharp point. I've gotten 3.5. Did you understand what I did?
Yes.
That is the slant. Yes, I measured 1.5 and stopped. So most of our slants stop about 1.5 before the end. So what you just do from here to here, you just stop 1.5 inch to the end. So basically what I got is around 3 inches. Okay? So just go ahead and do it with your own. It's going to work. It's actually very simple. So we've done the base. You understood the base now, right? From one sharp corner to the other. So now we understand the slant, right? So this is the base. This is the slant. So we've talked about the slant. So we said we got 3 inches for our slant, right? So our base, we got 11 inches for our base because I worked to her own. But most likely that's still what you get, something similar. So you got a slant of 3 inches. Then stand, you will decide. I don't have a completed jacket here, but you are the one that will decide what your jacket is. Your jacket stand. I'm looking for someone that has something that looks as if it's similar. Okay, most of you are using your phones for videoing, but subsequently I'll show you what a stand looks like. You will decide from the color. No, just any of your jacket inspiration. Just show me. I'll show you your stand. So most times it's usually 1 inch, 1.5 inches, or maximum 2 inches. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's talk about the stand. This stand rise. We are talking about the stand rise. Stand rise from Corbella, this small one, right? That's the small one. So when you zoom in, can you see that thing that is sticking out here? That small thing. That measurement, 1 inch, 1.5 inch. It's drafting the pattern now. It is symmetric, and what it means is that what is happening at the left is also happening at the right. So please, you have the right.
Whenever I say anything in inches, whenever I say 11 inches, do 11 cm. Okay? If I say 11 inches is long. You can't mark it inside your note. Convert it to centimeters. Inside your notebook, I want to see everybody's own. I'm going to go with this class in 5 minutes. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is to draw a long, just a vertical line. Have you all drawn that?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So at any point in the line, especially towards the base, any point in the line, you go ahead to draw a horizontal line. I want to see everybody's horizontal line. Anywhere. No, not in the shot, just around the base. Around the base. Draw a nice shape. So I want you to call this line your center back line. Just label it. I don't want you to label it inside. I want you to label it at the back. CB. Call it CB here. Center back. Center back. Okay. I want you to come under here, not inside. I want you to come under here and write base. Everybody get to work. Okay. So I want you. Our base is 11 centimeters. Now we are drawing half of the measurements, okay? So our base is 11 centimeters. We are going to do half of 11 centimeters. So we're going to do 11, that's 11 inches now. The actual measurement. You're going to convert it to 11 cm. So I want you to divide it by 2. What do you want? I want you to divide it by 2. You're going to 11 inches or centimeters. Just measure what is inches. It's actually in inches. But because you're marking it inside the note, you just mark it in centimeters. So if you have 11 centimeters, you divide it by 2. You're going to get 5.5 cm. Are we following? Yes. It's very, very simple. It's not something that you should get wrong. So from here to here, I'm having 5.5 inches. You can see where I'm marking my own, right? Now, I want our total stand to be a total of 4.5 inches. It's not optional. I want a total of 4.5 inches. So I want you to do 4.5 centimeters from your base. So from this base now, measure 4.5 centimeters. That's 4.5 inches. If you're drafting it on a pattern paper, 4.5 inches. Instead of 4.5 inches. You are anything in you use centimeters if it is inside your notebook, or if it is inside your pattern paper, you're going to use. So we already talked about our stand right. We talked about our stand right. I told you that from here to here, you can see this point. From here to this point is our stand right. From the base to the roof, that's this uppermost part, is our total stand. But this small one is our stand right. So I talked about using 1.5 inches for that one, which to you is 1.5 centimeters. So have you ruled the line that is off? Have you that line that is off? I want you to label it as the roof. Just label it as the roof. That's the upper part roof. Just label it. Whatever it is you're drawing, I want you to label it. Okay, so now I want us to use a stand rise of 2 inches. I want to work with 2 inches. I'm not so interested in 1.5. I want to use 2 inches. So like even if I want to do it to review. So 2 inches. Mark it from the roof. Come down by 2 inches. Come down by 2 inches. Come down by 2 inches. Everybody get to work. Don't draw a line. I want you to dot it. Dot it. It's not a permanent line, so I want you to dot it. 2. From here to here. From your roof to this point now is 2 inches. The total stand is 4.5 inches. The stand rise is the shorter one, the one you measure from your roof to any point you want to. So I'm using 2 inches. I told you can use 1.5 inches. But now I said use 2 inches. Just in case if I want to sew it, I can just go ahead and use it from there. Have you followed me? Is there any confusion so far? Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is to work with our slants. We have this, when we measured Jennifer's slants, we got 3 inches. So we are going to work with 3-inch slants. So from this base, can you see here? This is the base now. I want you to measure any point, like just measure 3 inches and make it touch any point in this line. What do you understand? That's where it's
Is it anywhere in this line or is it
this line, this middle line, this line now, this is your stand right, this is your stand right now. Any point, but what if you didn't reach it? It must reach. It's not possible that it must reach. So this is our slant. You're going to, immediately you're done with your notes now, you go back to your pattern paper and do it. You're going to do it with the dimensions I'll give you. You go back to your, you're going back to your jacket. You measure the ones on your jacket and you do it. Then you let me know. We will now test it on your pattern. Confirm it, make any alterations. Yes. This one now, see like, you don't have business to this side. Okay, the first thing we did was to draw a vertical line. Do you remember? Then the next thing we did was to draw a horizontal. Do you remember? Then we now said we want to do a stand right, that final color that was standing. It's just like guns like this one that you're wearing. 1, 2 inches. You don't want 1.5 inches, just 1, 2 inches. So from here to here, not like from up, yes, from the up, from up you come down by 2 inches and dot it. Because it's not a permanent line, that's why we're dotting it. So now we want to get our slant. The essence of dotting it is not getting the slant, that the slant must touch the line. If the slant doesn't touch it, hey, you have issues. What if you get what if it's bending like this? It almost touch the line. Places to touch the line. Don't worry, when you start with the pattern paper, you understand better. I understand what you're asking. When you start with pattern paper, you understand better.
this line? Is it any way?
Can it not too much? We just want a horizontal understand and they'll guide us. It's just a guide. So now,
Okay, ma, you said this line is very weird. What about this one? What
this
is this line
one
like?
from here to here, okay, so let me just finish it up. I just have time in this here. So what you're going to do is immediately you're done with this one now. Immediately move to pattern paper. I'll give you the dimensions to draft with. Then you now use each other's measurements. I need 5. I want to see 5 in your pattern. Make alterations. You see how this will fit. Now this is the slant now. You will now the final one now is the stand right. You now use the line to connect it. Can you see the shape? Yes, you can use a straight line. You can use a straight line. You can tilt it inside. There are different shapes that you can have. There are different shapes that you can have. Slant, rise, that's it. So you can tilt it in, you can stand it up. So now that is it for this one. So this place now is on a fold. I won't have to like it's on a fold. So this place is on a fold. So if we are to open it, we will still have the same shape that we have here. We will have it here. You can see that what we have is a hexagon. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we have a hexagon, and that is your jacket color. So we are done with the outer drafting. I want you to draft yours. I want to see yours and make corrections. Finally, we are still going to go up by 0.75. We still go up by 0.75 and do like this because we want your jacket color to sit well. So, but we'll go back and get to that one later. Maybe it's not a good video. So I'm saying it's on a fold. So if you open it, it's like I'm folding something. When I cut it, what do I have? Okay, so let's get to work. So for now, I'm done with it. As difficult as it was. Okay, so this is it. So this the essence of going up by 0.75 inches is to help it to sit well on the jacket when you wear it. So this is what you're going to do now. This place is there. See what you do. You're going to fold it this way. Fold paper like this. I want you to draft it on a folded line. I want the one that you will cut out.
Okay.
So draft it on a folded line. After drafting it on a folded line, let me. Okay, this looks nice. So what you do